we'll go through, we'll practice question answers as we had planned. Last week we did some practice, and we'll continue doing that practice among ourselves, and if there are questions, we can answer them, and we can also go over that what kind of questions we face at the doors when we are talking to people, when we are giving dawah, and how we can answer them. Okay, so okay, so as you know, that whatever we do it for the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Our objective is, our goal in life is that we obey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in such a manner that He is pleased with us, and as a result, on the day of judgment, He will grant us fawz. Means take us away from Jahannam and admit us into Jannah. So that's overall our ultimate goal which we want to achieve. Pleasing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with our excellence in His obedience and His slavery. And for that purpose, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants us to excel as persons in our personal life. So through the process of tazkiyah, and just reminding ourselves again, so tazkiyah means getting rid of everything which is disliked by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and growing in everything which is virtuous. So that's our individual goal. But as a community, we need to establish a society of excellence and justice. And that happens through establishing the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on this earth, and making the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as the governing way of life. So when we work upon these two objectives, then individually we try to excel as human beings, and we establish justice and peace and Islamic excellence by implementing the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and making it governing way of life on this earth. When we do that, that is when Allah is pleased with us and we attain the goal of our life. Usually, when we talk about these things, people think that if we excel, we focus on excelling as human beings, then everybody works on that and the society will automatically become good. But that doesn't happen. And actually, people have to work hard on implementing the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, taking the control of the society and making sure that the Islamic way of life is dominant way of life. There are other people who think that if we take care of establishing the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or establishing khilafah, or establishing this or that, then automatically the individual goal will be achieved as well. That doesn't happen either. So we need the right kind of people to establish the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So what it is, that both of these goals have to work in tandem. We have to work on both goals, individual goal as well as the societal goal, same speed, in the same manner, simultaneously. So I usually give the example of this tricycle. If you look at these goals, they are just like a tricycle. So what happens if you want to go to your destination? What will happen? Both real wheels have to move at the same speed in the same direction. Then you will be able to move forward to achieve your goals. If one wheel moves and the other doesn't, you will be going in circle one way or the other way, depending on which wheel moves and which wheel doesn't move. Just imagine. Or even if they moved at different speeds, the same thing will happen. We will move forward to our objectives when we are working on both goals together. Okay? Now, to achieve that individual goals, it's up to individuals. People can do that. But to achieve the collective goals, the societal goals, we need to form like an organized community, a jama'ah. And that's where you can see that I have shown in between the personal and collective goals, jama'ah, because our so not only those objectives of deen have to be achieved simultaneously, but they have to be achieved when we become a jama'ah, work together, and become a team or a unit of military people or soldiers. Just the way they are organized, we need to be organized and working to establish the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay, then we go one step further. Those are broad goals, long-term goals. They may happen in our life or they may happen in multiple generations. We don't know. It's in the hands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So, for Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, these achievement of these goals, it took him 23 years. In 23 years, he was able to change the society from Jahiliyyah society to an Islamic society. To us, it may take many generations, but we need to understand from the Prophet's behavior and his sunnah that what were his first steps and which are the phases in which he went until those goals were achieved. And that's where you'll see on this diagram that we have indicated 4 areas where people need to excel individually, and there are 4 areas where we need to establish our community with those principles. So today we are going to just focus on the collective goals as an ummah, as a jama'ah, as a society, and that is, number 1 is doing dawah so that there is an increase in the number of Muslims. Number 2, that those people who are Muslims or those people who become Muslims, how we are going to help each other become better Muslims according to the standards set by Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and his uswa. So which means increasing the quality of Muslims, improving the quality of Muslims. And then there is improving the environment about Islam and Muslims, and then serving the humanity. So if we look what Prophet ﷺ was initially doing for 13 years in Mecca, you will find Prophet ﷺ was focusing on these 4 goals for the community development. Okay? Now, the reason I'm showing this is because what we need to do is work on all these 4 personal goals and 4 collective goals in balance. We need to assign our time and resources. We cannot do it on a daily basis. We cannot do it on hourly basis. But we can certainly balance our time and resources on a weekly or a monthly basis. And that's what our challenge is in this world. That is our time and resources and efforts being spent on achievement of these 4 personal goals and 4 community goals in a balanced manner or not? That's the challenge. Because many times what happens is people may take 1 or 2 of these activities and focus on that and forgetting about everything else. So for example, currently a lot of people, they spend a lot of resources and time on personal goals, but hardly anything is done for the community goals. Or even if it's done, it's very little time. So, how many of you have heard about passing on the Pul Sirat, that there will be a bridge that people will, whether it will be thinner than a hair and sharper than a sword, and people would have to go very fast on it, otherwise they will drop. This is actually we are doing right now in this life. If we don't maintain this balance, and maintaining this balance is that difficult, just like balancing on that sharp bridge. This is what it is, and people don't understand, and we think that only it will happen on the day of judgment. It is happening every day. Every day of life we are living, we are either keeping the balance or not balance. And how we keep the balance is, that's where we focus on the seerah of the Prophet ﷺ and learn what is important, at what stage of the Islamic movement it's important, and then we balance accordingly. So the point is, this is the whole course which goes through many phases but today we want to just focus on these community goals, that we are doing it for Allah's pleasure. For that purpose, we need to establish the justice and excellence of Islam in the society by becoming a jama'ah, organized people who work together for establishing the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And for that, we need to start focusing on increasing the number of Muslims, improving the quality of Muslims, improving the perception of about Islam and Muslims, and serving humanity. Now, for ourselves, the reason we have started this Dawa program is focusing on the first 2. Okay? There are a lot of organizations who are working on serving the humanity, like ICNA Relief and Islamic Relief and Human Concern and IDRF, and there are a lot of organizations working on that. There is organization like NCCM and some other organization who are doing work on improving the perception of the Muslim. And we will be doing some activities on that as MNN as well. But what we need to focus on as Dawa committee, a Dawa group, is number 1, giving the Dawa to non-Muslims. So we increase the number of Muslims. It doesn't mean that we are going to force them to become Muslims. It is just the more we share Islam with people, the more people will come to Islam. And those people who come to Islam, or those who are already Muslims, we need to work with them so that we all become organized into Jama'ah, we all become organized community, and we improve our quality in our behavior, in our dealings, in whatever we do. So those are the 2 areas of focus, and that's why we started that we will go house to house. If we find a non-Muslim, we will be inviting them to Islam, and if we find some Muslim families, we will be uh, talking to them in more detail and finding out if they are involved in the masjid, if they are coming to masjid, if they are benefiting and attending the programs in the masjid or not, and if they are not, what are the impediments, what are the hindrances they have, how we can help them. If they are totally away from Islam or not practicing, trying to find ways to uh, get them involved and help them start practicing Islam. So those are the two areas of focus we wanted to do. And for that purpose, the approach we had selected was that we are going to go knock at the door and tell them that we are your neighbors. We have a masjid here. We are coming to you to get introduced and get to know each other and see how we can be of any help or service to you. And depending on what we should be doing is, after doing some practice, we also need to make a plan, solid plan, that we went one day out knocking doors, but after that we have not done that. So what we need to do is that we need to go out, and so what I'm thinking, that let's say that we plan to go out next Sunday, okay? When we go next Sunday, a Sunday after that, or a Saturday or something, next weekend, we should have an open house in the masjid for non-Muslims. Okay? So we arrange something. So if we see that somebody talks to us, like some people may slam the door, some people may not open it, some people may just say, oh, go away or whatever. But if somebody talks to it and we introduce them, if they are willing to talk, we can start talking about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and the Quran, Tawheed and those kind of things. If otherwise, we can just leave a pamphlet with them and tell them that we will have an open house on such and such day. They are most welcome to come and join and see what happens in the mosque and meet, and if they have any questions. So that can be one way of us doing some action item for them and moving on. So, but if it's a Muslim, then we can talk to them about getting other information and getting connected with them. So this is the plan. Any questions before we start doing some practice? No?
What was our experience for the first time with this?
It was not bad. There were some people who wanted to talk. There were some people who didn't want to talk. But overall, I think there was some, because all of us were new in this field, so people didn't feel confident. So that's why we thought that before we go again, we need to do some practice. And that's why we want to do practice. So I'm actually quite disappointed that many of our people have not shown up today. I think people don't show up until we continue reminding and talking to each other about it throughout the week. And although we had decided last week when we were here, it was decided that we will have program next week, but still people didn't show up. So it's a continuous struggle. Not only it's a continuous struggle to go out and knock the doors, it's a continuous struggle. And with those people, it's a continuous struggle even keeping ourselves motivated so people come regularly and participate. So anyway, and
We had a mixed experience last time.
uh-huh.
I think we were there. So, and we met different group of people. You know, we met Muslims also, and we met non-Muslims also, and we met some non-Muslim Arabs also. some were, I think, quite responsive. They listened to us also, but in many cases where they simply did not open the door or simply said, we don't have time. But for us, it was a starting point. For I think everybody was it was the first time. And last time when we did that, we had Ali Usman from the IERA organization. They are doing this Dawa work. So they help us in doing this, practice or training session. And last week also we did some of that. But as you said, we need to build this group because this is a Jama activity. This is not an individual activity. We need a group of people who should go out and do this. And I know in the beginning it will be we will shy because we don't know how to do it, to be honest. So, but once we start doing it and doing it and doing it, inshallah, it will improve. Because if our intentions are solid, that we are doing it for our sake, it's not we are doing it for others. I personally think that, and I think you have explained it very well. It is our individual responsibility. Why we talk about establishing the deen? Because if we establish the deen, then we will be able to justify and do our ibadah in a more, I would say, excellent way. Because today we can do something individually, but the society is not something which is a just society, or the society which Allah wants. So if the society is established like this, then only we can be able to do our part fully also. So it is not, that we are doing something which is part of our responsibility, but unless we do the other activity, we are not doing our own responsibility fully. So that is why I think it is crucial that we get involved in these activities. But we have to keep encouraging and asking people to come.
Yes.
In the beginning, we will not get many people, but we have to keep working on this.
Right. Yeah. So the way it's going to happen, that whoever you talk to them that, okay, we want to do this important. You can imagine how important it is that the pleasure of Allah depends upon us doing this work. That the reason I went through the diagram was to show that how important it is to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which is the goal of our life. Because a lot of times people, and I know many people, and you will know many people, that they are very good. They will come 5 times for salah. They will be doing a lot of nawafil. They'll be reading a lot of Quran. But after that, what? Nothing. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not happy with that. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is happy only when we do all of these acts. The reason I was showing all those activities and balancing and everything was for that purpose. And I know some of my brothers have seen these diagrams several times, and when I start doing that, they have heard me talk about so many times. But until we understand this importance, that if we want to achieve the goal of going to Jannah, which is by pleasing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which is by achieving the objectives which Allah has given to us, and which is by doing what Allah wants us to do. There are brothers who volunteered in a lot of activities in the masjid, which is very good, but still hardly any attention is being paid to these very important things on which the pleasure of Allah depends. So we need to hammer this not only in our minds, but also in the minds of the people who have shown up once or twice and they don't show up, or those people who don't understand but we still want to invite them to form an active group that who will do the work. Just like brother was talking about, that we need to become a team first ourselves. So anyway, any other question or comment? But, yeah, and you and my other brothers have made these points many times before, and we keep talking about it. That as I gave the example, you can read many books on swimming, and I personally experienced that because when I wanted to learn swimming, I was in Winnipeg. I bought some books brought books from the library and read about all the swimming and how the hand should be and how we should move it and everything like that. You can read it and you can discuss it and you can talk about it as many times as you want, but you will not learn how to move your body and your hands until you jump into the water and do it. Okay? Before that, you will never feel comfortable. You will always be scared. You will always have, and first time when you go there, you will be just not doing properly. It will take time and practice to do it properly. So until we delve into it, until we do it, we will always feel like that. So the only way to overcome that is doing it. Now, the point about some other expert being with us, uh, we have tried that 3 times already. Okay? And there are, just like we have a challenge that we cannot have proper people, enough people with us, Ira is having the same issues as well. So they promise that they will come up with some people, and last time it was only early and he came out with another person. He did another program with Mac and they had about 20 volunteers and he could bring only about 4 people in total to them. So what I'm saying is, we will not have enough people, experienced people with us, number one. Number two, so number one is that we have to jump into it, do it. Number two, we will not have enough people. But number three is that if we keep it simple, actually we are not leaving any bad impression if we don't delve into detailed discussions. So when Brother Ali talks about a lot of the deep things about Christianity and Hinduism and this and that, we don't need to go into those details in our initial encounter with people. That's why I suggested that, okay, if we go out and we just tell them that, okay, we are going to have an open house, can you please come there? So when they come to the open house, then we can give them a presentation, we can talk to them, we will have, even in that situation, even 1 or 2 people who are experienced will be good enough to handle them. So there are always ways to get around our weaknesses. And what Allah appreciates is, this is the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that He does not look at the results or the quality of the results. He looks at the dedication and the effort and the intention behind it. So that's what we should be focusing on. Our attention should be pure and we should be just going out and doing it. So the purpose, and that's why to get over all this rudeness, our idea was that if we do some practice ourselves, then we will feel more comfortable going out. So today, the objective is to do some practice. So are we ready? Okay? So let's... Yeah.
way of send that to another person? If you can just go over these four things quickly, that would be helpful for us.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is that let's do that while practicing instead of just talking about it. So let's just do the practice and it will come. Another thing is, so we need to do some homework as well. Let's just first talk about the homework now, because we can talk, but we need to take some action items. So first action item is that those people who have attended previous meetings, you know those brothers. Talk to them multiple times over the next week so that I changed. Initially, we had planned this program for Wednesdays, but then people thought that Sunday is better, so we selected this time. So now we can see that a lot of them are not here. So we need to talk to them, remind them until they put in their calendars and in their minds that on Sunday morning at Fajr they have to be here. So that's the first homework we have. Number 2, we had that brochure which we were leaving out with people, and that explains what is Islam, what is Muslim very briefly, and also Tawheed and some other things very briefly. So you have read that, right? Anybody else who has read it? Yeah. So that gives some idea. Then the reason I put all those dawa material on these shelves is so that there is one about Tawheed, one about Akhirah, one about Quran. So if you can study that, that will also give you some talking points, because those are the brief. These are actually, as Brother Ali explained, these are the modules which they do in the training and which is in the written form. Okay? So, which we have done 3 sessions already, and he has talked about those things. They are there as well. So that's building your basis of knowledge. So we have to do personally some homework ourselves, reading and practicing ourselves. So 2 homework now. One is talking to people, the other one is reading some of that thing, and the third thing is let's do some practice right now. So who are the first 2 volunteers who want to do a practice? So I think we should start with you and Brother Abid.
Yes, we can do that. On the first point, if Sunday morning is not suiting many people, and if they want to do it on Wednesday, I think we should ask them again, because we had a good session last time, but again today.
Yeah, I think because Brother Ali was not coming, so people thought maybe we should not come either. But Brother Ali is not going to be here all the time. He is just a resource person, and so we cannot just rely on him coming all the time. We have to take the ownership of the work ourselves.
Within the WhatsApp group, if you already announced this, that we are having this session next Sunday again, please confirm, so that ask confirmation from, because the message came very late, maybe people forgot about this program today.
See, this is a chicken and egg situation. If you remind earlier, people forget. As you see, that we made a lot of emphasis last Sunday that okay, next Sunday we are going to meet and we are going to practice. Next Sunday we are going to meet and we are going to practice. And during the week, whoever I saw, I kept reminding. Okay? Then I remind on Saturday, because anything earlier, people say, oh, a few previous week, okay, I reminded earlier, then one brother said, or few brothers said, oh, we forgot again. So until we make it in our own minds that, okay, this is important, we need to do, no reminder is going to work. So we have to take it seriously and say, okay, this is what we need to do. And but and also this group is for everybody. For example, if I forget, please feel free to send a reminder. And if you think that some point needs to be made, please feel free to make the point. Because this is a collective work. We all need to work together and take the responsibility and ownership. Okay? So let's do some practice. So Brother Ravi, let's start. And Brother Nadeem, you come with it. Yes?
I was actually here to help with the maintenance, brothers. They're not here yet, so I didn't know about this gathering. MashaAllah, it was a good gathering. Good to hear that this is happening. With MSAs and stuff, I've had a lot of experience in Dawa booths and giving Dawa to non-Muslims and even Muslims. There's a lot of liberal-minded people, and it's good. It's important to understand how do we establish that Islamic basis in people. Um, so I'm happy that this is happening. I think this is very important that every Muslim should have it. I just wanted to know. So this is. What's the timing for this?
So, our meeting time where we discuss things or we train or something like that, that is Sunday after Fajr. But going out to meet people, that was one of the items of agenda today, that we are going to discuss that, okay, if we want to go next Sunday, what time we should go and when we should have an open house and these kind of things. So we need to make collective decisions on that respect.
If maybe inshallah if this after Fajr on Sunday, inshallah I'll try to come as well. But I have till 8:30, I have a 9 o'clock class, so inshallah,
Yeah. So what will happen is our own meeting and our planning and our discussions will happen Sunday morning after Fajr, unless most of the people suggest some other time. But going out will happen either maybe around Zohar time or something like that. Right? What do you think? So should we plan next Sunday?
we should schedule every Sunday. If we don't schedule anything, then we will not have
Exactly.
So we have to have fixed schedule.
Right. So should it be after Zohar or before Zohar, or what do you think will be a good time? Anybody?
A lot of Christians go to church. There is that Sunday morning thing.
It should be with some other day than Saturday.
After Dhuhr is fine. I think it's better than before Dhuhr. That's fine.
Okay. So is Sunday better or Saturday better?
Saturday would be better in that case, like if they are going virtual.
Yeah, keep in mind that Saturday is usually shopping day for people. So you'll get more people not home. So let's try Sunday Zohar, and with the experience we can do different days. So for now, let's plan for next Sunday after Zohar. Yeah, just for review and everything, and then we'll come and do after Zohar. Is that yes, brother?
I feel like there's one thing I was thinking about is that I feel like not many people would be really good at Dawa. Like it takes like a certain person to be drawn to Dawa. I feel like maybe we should find people within the masjid that have that passion for Dawa and have like a dedicated team for it. Because I think if we do like too many people, a lot of the people here, they might be really good believers, really good Muslims, but they're just not good at Dawa. Right? If we do like a massive group of people, I feel like it'll be really difficult to manage. But if we kind of bring it to like a smaller group of brothers that are more dedicated to the cause, it might be.
So, brother, do you see a message here?
Yeah, I know, but I mean like in the future, I
No, okay. So when we get messages, we'll deal with that at that time. Now we need to focus on whoever we have. So inshallah, you will be part of us, right? Okay, inshallah. So and help us find those people. So as I mentioned, this is not my job, my work. This is everyone's work, right? So each of us need to take the ownership and find the right people who have the passion for it, but keeping in mind that whether you have passion for it or not, this is a responsibility which Allah has put on your shoulder. You need to do it whether you like it or not, whether you're good at it or not. Because what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to hold us accountable is, did we make the effort or not? Not that did you produce results or not. Did you make the effort or not? Yes, go ahead.
Another thing I noticed, like on YouTube, there's a big Dawa scene, and you could have the effect or impact of like a lot of people doing Dawa just by one knowledgeable person posting videos of their Dawa online. So we could even like look into that. Like perhaps if we become knowledgeable enough and good enough at Dawa, we can start posting videos.
Sure.
Because that way we can reach the masses without needing a lot of.
Yeah. So how would the masses find out about the videos?
I feel like if we just align with the Dawa scene, because it's huge on YouTube. I watch a lot of Dawa videos on YouTube, and it's like there's a massive Dawa scene. So if we could
Okay. Yeah. So inshallah, you will help our team to address that kind of work. See, every person brings some strength which we need to use. Okay? So that's the benefit of having a group of people working together, because you have some strength. Brother, this brother has another strength, that brother has another strength. So we need to pool our strengths and take the ownership and make those things happen. So good idea. You can help us do that as well. Okay? Okay? Now, coming back, so inshallah, we'll plan every Sunday after Zohar going out. Okay? Everybody agrees? Inshallah. And for that purpose, we will have enough material. I didn't follow up with the printer, but I will definitely do tomorrow, and inshallah, we will have enough pamphlets printed, and we have all these as well. Again, getting ready to go and knock, we need to do some practice. So let's take this time, because 9 o'clock we have to be out of here soon. So let's do some practice. Okay, but do we agree that, okay, next Sunday we'll go out, but then we also have to have an open house? When will we do the open house?
I mean, based on the response that we get from the people, I think then we'll be in a position to see how many people are really interested to know, and then we can schedule the open house.
Yeah, see, just imagine the practical situation. We go out, we knock on the door, and are we going to ask non-Muslims when should we have open house? Okay? Yeah,
You can pre-schedule something and this is the time.
right.
You can make it. This way, it's
So before we go out, we need to have something. Okay? So if we decide that this is what we will have, then somebody says, oh, I'm busy at that time, then we can ask, as you suggested, that okay, what will be better time for you? So we can next time can do at that time. So to begin with, we need to have something, and then we can adjust that according to the feedback. Does that work? Okay. Yes.
Are we only going to invite 30, 40 houses?
Whatever we can do in a certain time.
How much time are we going to give for the actual door-to-door
whatever we decide. This is all our decision.
Saying is open house will only be for those people because
Yeah.
for them we invite.
Yes. Yes. The open house will be like if inviting people, non-Muslims, that okay, we are open house, please come, and then we will. When they come, then we'll serve them some snacks and also find out that if we find an opportunity to talk deeply about matters of Deen, Tawheed and Risalat with them. Okay?
And also another thing is that if somebody is not comfortable, they can stay back watching the other person doing. That's what normally helps out. That there's three people going. One is kind of a leader there. Other are there just if they're not comfortable themselves, they're just learning on the job.
Yeah. So, because the guideline is that we go in the teams of twos. So two persons go, one person talks, other person supports. That way. Okay?
Just previously, have you done any work in this local community here, as a masjid or as a community? You know, some social work, reaching out to them, something like that.
We have tried different things, but there is always a time to start something new. Okay?
The reason I'm asking is because people are more open for such things, doing like social work, whatever the community needs, not from religious point of view, but something else, and that opens the door of conversation. Rather like starting from, do you believe in God?
Yeah. So, there are many, many paths to a destination. Let's just experiment with one, work with it, and when other opportunities come and other people are available, we'll do those things. One thing we have to be serious that okay, we have to do something about it. There is no way out of it. This is the key thing for the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that's what we need to focus on. So, are we going to do some practice or no?
One last thing.
Uh-huh.
Do you have any way of getting the data beforehand that let's these four streets, these are 10 Muslim, like from the name we can find out. Is there any way we can get the Canada Post data or something data that okay, this is the neighborhood, these are the people,
And how will that help?
so that at least when we're saying okay, we're targeting if somebody is not comfortable for the non-Muslims, we target those to the only Muslim people, and the other say okay, these are the one we go divide. Let's say these two, and then
Okay. See, these are all theoretical things. Until we do some practical, we won't know what will the best thing to work out.
yeah, I used to go with some other team before.
Uh-huh.
They have the names of the streets, but they will be only going to the Muslim homes. So we were going, knowing that these three streets have these 20 Muslim homes. We go specifically those homes, and yes, out of these even 20 Muslims, 10 will say okay, no, 10 will listen to us. But that was the data was pre-calculated by somebody.
Yeah. So our approach actually reduces that homework. Okay? So we don't have to worry about whether the person is Muslim or not. We just go to door one by one. It becomes easy, less work, but then we have to maintain the data and see that okay, what we get out of it. If there are Muslims we come across, how we can continue connecting with them. If somebody shows some interest, how we can have follow-up visits or some follow with them. From our survey, then we will have more information to do more intelligent planning. Okay?
Maybe I can add just something to that point about social, because when we go out, you will normally find three groups of people. A non-Muslim, could be Christian or Hindu, and then we should at least tell them from where we are coming, we said, okay, we are coming from MNN and we want to share with them, about something about Islam, or we have this community, or we are building up this hamlet, and this is available. I don't know if this will be available to non-Muslims or not, but we have to have some message, a uniform message, so that we know this is the offering that we are giving to a non-Muslim. And then we talk about God and
Yeah.
one group. The second group will be a Muslim who is well connected to MNN and they know. And then our objective for that group maybe is that try to bring them into this group activity that we are doing, right? And the third group is a Muslim, but they are not too connected to MNN. They are not regular to coming to mosque. So maybe attach them and connect them to mosque. So these are three different groups that I see.
Right.
And for them, I think we have to then tailor-made our discussion with them and our communication with them.
Exactly. Right. Okay. Okay. So let's do little bit or practice or no. What do you think? Okay. So आ जाए सर आप भी सब आए. Okay. The first scenario is that you are at a Muslim. You find there is a person who's already comes to the masjid, or sometimes he's little bit connected, not fully connected, but little bit connected. So that's the kind of Muslims. Let's talk about that. Okay, who's the
The homeowner is the Muslim and one is not going to the masjid.
no? He's the first category which you mentioned. Okay.
Okay, so I'm the homeowner. So go ahead and convince me.
Okay. No, we'll do that. Okay.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam. How can I help you?
So my name is Abid. My name is Abid. I'm coming from this MNN mosque. You have seen this dome type of thing. We are building up this mosque, and we are here to basically talk a bit about Islam. So what's your name? I didn't get your name. Nadeem. So you are a Muslim.
Yes.
Assalamu alaikum. I think I've seen you in the mosque also sometimes.
Sometimes,
Yes.
not regularly.
Yes, okay. So basically then I don't have to talk much about Islam, but I think what we are trying to do is to basically going out in the community and tell Muslims and non-Muslims that we are coming from MNN, and we're trying to spread a bit about Islam, our connection with the God, and how we can reinforce that connection. So we would also like to invite you to come to MNN and see what we are doing and be part of those activities. Do you think you will be able to join us in that?
I'm a pretty busy person, and there's so many things going on in my life, and I don't think I will have some time to attend any kind of these events. So sorry, I can't come.
Yeah. No, you're right.
Okay.
I think
So both of you need to speak in the mic so that everybody can hear. थोड़ा आगे आए.
no, you are absolutely right. I think we are very busy in this world, and we have got so many priorities with families and job and everything. But at the same time, I think it is our responsibility also that we all want to please Allah, right? I think your objective is the same, my objective is the same, and for that we need to make some effort, So despite all the busy schedule, we have to find some time, and the idea of connecting to the mosque and getting involved with these people is to see how we can do this, because I'm also struggling the same way as you are, and maybe with this connection, with meeting together, you might be able to spare some time for that. So it is all about doing that effort and having that figure in our mind that we want to do that.
So is this the only way of pleasing Allah, to just go to the masjid? Or because I'm doing all kind of donations, helping people outside the community, outside this mosque. So I don't get it, like why I have to go to the masjid only for that thing. There's so many things I can do without that.
So, brother, we appreciate, may Allah SWT reward you, that's beautiful. But connection with the community is also important. So let us know how can we help you doing what you're doing in a better manner. I'm trying to put the thing back on you.
No, I don't need any help because I know what I'm doing and I know I'm pleasing Allah with my own way. And there's nothing, I mean, I need help from anybody.
Oh, mashallah, that's very good. I wish I can say that as well. But can you help us in some respect?
What do you need help from me?
Oh, just so that we are one ummah, so we be connected with each other and develop together, become better Muslims.
I think you already have a community, so why you need one individual person from like just convincing me to join you? Why,
No, we are not. Huh?
Why do I join you?
No, I'm asking you to help us. Maybe you can do a better job with us. So, but we cannot continue on and on. If somebody wants to discuss, we will. It can take a whole day because, okay. So we have to close it. Oh yeah. Anyway, that's very nice. But here is the contact information from MNN. If you ever need some help or you have some ideas to share, you're most welcome. There's a contact information. So inshallah, we'll see you in the masjid and also we'll hear from you.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I will read that in my free time.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. So now you are the homeowner.
Yeah.
And I'm the same homeowner,
Yes.
irregular Muslim.
We are in the neighborhood and just distributing flyers about the creator. He's the one who, about the creator, and he's the one who be worshipped. And I believe you are a Muslim. Yeah, so I didn't get your name.
Abid.
So, Assalamu alaikum. So we are here, and I'm just wondering, we have a community center near your house, and we have many events there. I didn't see you very much. I didn't see you in that community going there.
I do come there sometimes, but I'm very busy with my job. My job schedule is like that. I cannot come to the mosque at those times. So whenever there's time, and obviously there's family commitment also, so it's quite difficult. The situation is very tough. So yeah, I'm doing my part. I think I'm as much as I can. So I'm trying to please Allah in that manner.
Do you want to learn more about your creator and wanted to join us? I mean, I know like you are doing all the way that you can do, but is there anything more you wanted to learn? You think you are not doing exactly what you supposed to be doing? Do you want to know?
I know. I know the Islam and the God and the 5 pillars. And I talk to my family also, and we do this session at home. We sit together and we discuss about this. But coming to mosque and then doing, I think that is something very difficult for me. So yes, I do those things which I think is important and necessary. So I think that should be enough. Huh? What do you think?
Yeah, I'm glad like you know about all the pillars and all the basics things about your faith. This is a flyer I'm giving you, and that has a lot more detail about the Islam and everything. So if any question or anything that you wanted to learn, there's an email address and a phone number. You can always contact us, and we are here to help you out. Thank you very much.
Okay. Another scenario can be that. Okay. Now the next scenario is the non-Muslim. Okay. Go ahead.
I think you can
No, we'll do both.
last time, and I have to
Okay.
get some stuff.
Yeah. So is the breakfast here?
Breakfast is here, only the coffee I need to bring.
So let's just
And you can use
keep.
that in the meantime, and I'll bring that.
Yeah. How about this? We just keep eating and doing the practice same time
It's
because the time is running out.
so maybe I can put the table
Sure.
here and then.
Okay. So, Brother Vakar and two brothers, let's do some practice.
No, I'm not gonna do the actual practice.
Okay.
I will just observe.
Okay, no. So you are the homeowner. You are the homeowner. You came to talk to him. So do both roles, a Muslim and a non-Muslim, both. Yeah, come here forward so that people can see. Okay. No, you don't want to eat something?
No, my mom called me, so
Oh, okay.
but I do think I have some ideas. I don't know when we can discuss them, but inshallah. Because I watch a lot of Dawa videos,
Uh-huh.
and I feel like there's like a lot we can learn from other.
Yeah, but keep in mind, until we do something, there is no learning. You can.
Yeah, I like the open house idea. There's a brother, I don't know if you guys know him. He's called Sabil Ahmed.
Okay, brother. We will discuss the ideas. But first, you have to make a commitment that you will be part of us and you will be spending some time. Inshallah.
Yeah, I'm part of the group, I think. The Prophet's Footsteps, right? That's it?
Yeah. Okay. Walaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
Hi.
Hi. We are here to talk to you. How is everything going today? Good? Okay. How are you feeling today? It's a nice weather today.
Yeah, it's good.
You have a few minutes for us to talk?
Sure.
Okay. We are here to convey you the message about our Creator. Do you believe in God?
Yes.
Okay. Are you, and we are here to, are you a Muslim? Sorry.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, I thought you were saying you were the first was non-Muslim. Anyhow. Okay. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam.
We are here from the Muslim Neighborhood Nexus. There is there, and then we are here to talk to Muslim brothers like you, and to see if there is anything, any way we can help you out.
Help in what regards?
We can help you in anything you need, any assistance. We can help you in parenting. We can help you in getting into more better Muslim. I know you are a good Muslim, but we can always have a better than what we are.
No, I'm good. I don't need any help.
There's always a place for improvement.
Improve what?
Improve your connections with God. Improve being Muslim. How much you can do. If you're doing good for yourself, you can do more better for others also.
Yeah, I pray, I read Quran, I give charity, so what else is there?
As a Muslim, it's also your obligation to spread the knowledge of Islam. Are you doing something about that?
Yeah, I give to charities who spread Islam.
You're doing charity to spread, but are you... Okay, here's our flyer. Come to us if you want to be.
Okay. We need to practice different approaches. So let's take a different approach. Assalamu alaikum. Oh, hello. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good.
Yeah. So my name is Ayub Hamid. What about you?
I'm Bakar.
Wakar. Oh, very nice. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Walaikum.
Okay. So you know about MNN Masjid?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah. So I come from there. Have you ever been there or?
Yeah, I've been there a few times.
Oh, that's very nice to know you. How do you find, are we offering proper services or there is something else kind of programs you should need?
No, it's good. Juma is there. I go for Juma and...
Oh, excellent. Very good, very good. So, mashallah, you have a nice house. How about your children involved in the masjid?
no, because I've noticed that your masjid is not kid-friendly.
Oh, interesting. Can you guide us, because we want to make this family friendly, so can you help us how we can do that?
No, I don't have much time, but the masjid should be kid-friendly. people should be comfortable.
Absolutely, it should be kid friendly, should be women friendly, should be family friendly, and we appreciate that feedback. But you know, this is your masjid. We can all work together to make it better. So whatever, how do you think you can help us make it so that your children feel comfortable coming to the masjid?
No, I don't have time for that.
Yeah. So you think that your children are not important?
No, my
Then-
children are important.
so-
They have read Quran. They pray. So, what else is needed?
Okay, so do you think that reading Quran takes care of everything?
Yes.
Okay, I think then you need to read Quran yourself with translation. Then you'll find out that just knowing the Quran is not enough. Have you read the Quran with translation?
No.
I think you should try that, and inshallah we'll talk to you later. Okay, let's do some non-Muslim thing.
So I'll be there. I'm inviting.
Yeah, you can switch back and forth.
So I'll invite you to Islam. Hello, brother. My name is Shadab, and I'm coming from the Muslim Nexus Neighborhood Masjid, which is the masjid close to your locality. Just wanted to know something about you. I mean, how comfortable are you? I mean, how much knowledge do you have about Islam? Are you aware about Islam? Are you interested about learning about Islam? What is your knowledge level about Islam, brother?
I think I just know like basics, from my Muslim friends or maybe from media, but not much.
Would you be like to be, interested to know about Islam? Do you want to know what we Muslims do exactly? Whom do we worship? What are the ways of worship? About the prophets, angels, unseen. Do you believe in life after death, brother?
Yeah, I do believe in life after that. I'm a
What is
Christian,
your
so-
yeah? I mean, as part of your belief, what do you think? What happens? What is life after death? What happens exactly? Do you come back into this earth, or where do you go?
Okay, just a quick comment here. So you don't want to go to life after death because he said he's Christian, so you start talking about Tawheed. Okay?
That's very interesting. I mean, a lot of things are common between Islam and Christianity. Did you know about that? I mean, are you aware that we Muslims also believe in Jesus as one of the messengers?
No, I had no idea about that.
And do you know we also believe in God as the creator of all of humankind and all of the world and all the universe? Do you know that we believe in God?
Yeah.
So like we are kind of monotheistic religions, both Islam and Christianity. There's one slight difference. We believe that Jesus is a messenger, one of the mightiest messengers of God. And I think in Christianity there's a slight difference. Do you know what the minor difference is?
No,
So what do you believe about Jesus?
I believe Jesus is, he's God. He came on earth to teach us about the religion.
So God had to come down as God to teach humans about religion.
Yeah.
Okay. So the difference between Islam and Christianity is quite massive, I will say, in that terms. God does not have to come down as an incarnate or send one of his progeny to, preach what the way of life should be. He sends messengers to the world who will tell people about what is the right way of, living on earth, and he'll be a practical role model for us.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what we believe in. And this, for more details, I think you should really come to our masjid. We have an open house session coming up. Please do come, and I'm sure you already know so much about Islam. You'll really be interested in knowing more.
Okay, good. Let's do. Okay, so I'm the homeowner, you talk to me.
Are you a non-Muslim or Muslim? We can figure out, inshallah.
So you tell me what I want to be.
What do you want to be?
So okay, let's say
like
that I'm a
A
non-Muslim.
non-Muslim.
Okay.
Inshallah ta'ala. Hey, how's it going?
Oh, fine. How are you doing?
Good, good, good. All right, so just quickly, because I know I don't want to keep you too busy right now. So we're a bunch of ambassadors coming from the MNN, which is just around the corner. You've probably seen it. It's a white dome, and have you come across it?
Yeah, I've seen it, but I always wonder what's that.
Yeah. Okay. So it's basically a mosque, just like a a sanctuary, but for Muslims where we pray and we do all these acts of worship. So do you have any idea about Islam? Do you know any sort of the basics?
Yeah, these are all terrorist people who are just blowing up everything here and there, and
Yeah. Yeah.
that's all I know about Islam.
Well, this is one of our actually objectives as an MNN organization. We're out here spreading Islam and the knowledge of Islam just to show people that it's not actually that. Now, the media has propagated and explained and showed Islam in a very inappropriate manner, and we believe this is not what Islam is. There's absolutely no verses in the Quran that call to violence or call to the killing of the innocent people. And so we're out here spreading the knowledge of Islam and teaching people why it's actually not that. But again, we're hosting an open session house.
Yeah,
next
but you
week.
can preach whatever you want.
Mhm.
The practical is that all we hear is that, okay, they blew up the person here and hijacked that plane there, and that's all we hear on the media.
Absolutely, and perhaps we shouldn't take the media as an anchor, right? And again, this is one of our objectives as ambassadors from the MNN Mosque to show why Islam is not actually that. And we're actually hosting an open session, open house session next week to teach people about these sort of things and why Islam is actually a religion of justice, equity, order, equilibrium, peace, and all these kind of things. Here's a pamphlet, and you can get in contact with us.
Excellent, thank you.
And
Yeah, so
Allah
mashallah, you did very well.
May Allah bless you.
And anybody who wants to do more, or let's just eat something and yeah. Okay, Jazakumullah khair.